Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's my great pleasure to welcome you to this grand opening of the new Ohio State Marion Science and Engineering Building. There's some more work to be done. As you will see, the grass actually is ecologically friendly brown grass. But it'll come in time, and you'll see some boxes inside. We're working our way through it, but we will be there in time for classes to begin on August 22nd. Thanks to the many donors, donor representatives, community friends, university and government officials, students, faculty, and staff for being here today to join us on this wonderful occasion. While you're all distinguished in your own rights, we're very honored to have President Drake here with us today and two other distinguished guests. We have Chancellor John Kerry from the Ohio Department of Higher Education and my campus colleague, Dr. Ryan McCall from Marion Technical College. Thank you. This is a wonderful day for the Ohio State University at Marion, for the Marion campus, for the Marion community and the other communities we serve, for our faculty and our staff, and especially for our students, one of whom you'll hear from rather soon. This event today culminates at least 15 years of dreaming, conceptualizing, saving, fundraising, planning, and actual construction. From what was a parking lot less than 18 months ago, we now have this wonderful building for Ohio State Marion to serve your children's and our community's educational needs through expanded academic programs in science, including a 4-year degree in biology and first and second year courses in engineering. The building will also support increased research space and opportunities for faculty and for students to work together and to provide more areas for students and faculty to gather, collaborate, and learn. As you can see from the program, the building brings us new, additional, and technologically and pedagogically advanced science and engineering facilities, and the building itself is technologically advanced and headed toward LEED Silver certification. A building like this does not magically spring from the ground. As you'll see, it's not a computer-generated image anymore, but it's actually brick and mortar, concrete and glass, wood and plaster. Many people made this beautiful new building possible. Time and brain cells do not permit me to mention everyone by name, but here's a quick list to give you a sense of the team involved and a few of the key contributors to this beautiful and functional building. Many donors, of course, and some of whom you'll see named in the spaces above the doors to offices and labs. Faculty and staff who thought about and planned the building, in particular the science and engineering faculty. From this group emerged a core team without whose expertise and commitment we wouldn't be here today. I want to thank in particular Carol Bowman, Marquetta Lillard, Ryan Yoder, and Ron Turner. Ohio State's Facilities Design and Construction Office also deeply engaged, particularly Nicolina Sevis, who started the project, and Rick Van Duzen, who designed and who finished it. I want to mention Stantec Architects, who designed the building, particularly Kristen Simonu, Sean Thompson, and Mark Belgian, as well as Suzanne Toney, who designed the interior furnishings. Russilli Construction Services made the building actually occur, and that would include Adam Drexel and Keith Beal. But I want to give special kudos to Carrie Hyde and Doug Squibb, who did the day-to-day on-site management and coordination and treated this project as if it was their own and as if they would be in it themselves. And of course, thanks go to the many contractors whose fine workmanship transformed this project from plans on paper to reality. So before you is the result of their contributions and those of many others not named, a new science and engineering building for Ohio State Marion that came in on time and under budget and will serve us for decades to come. My heartfelt thanks to everyone involved. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce Roxana Cabillo, a computer science engineering student on this campus, who will provide a student perspective about what this building means.
Good morning. A little introduction as to who I am. My name is Roxana Cabillo, and I'm a third-year computer science and engineering major here at Ohio State Marion. I started taking classes here when I was 15 and in high school through the College Credit Plus program. I'm 18 now, and in my time here, I've become a campus peer leader, a mathematics tutor, and an engineering teaching assistant. This campus has become like a second home for me. This is where I study, where I work, and where I've met some of my best friends and some of the brightest people I've ever encountered. I've personally benefited from the small, high-quality, student-centered education offered by the Marion Regional Campus. Over the years, I've watched as this campus has expanded the opportunities offered to science and engineering majors. This new building is another huge step forward. This new facility will provide a dedicated science laboratory with state-of-the-art equipment and brilliant faculty to further enhance the OSUM STEM experience. To me, this building represents opportunity. The opportunity for high school students to get a head start on their education in STEM while staying close to home. The opportunity for broadened research on this campus in the fields of mathematics, molecular genetics, computer science, and so much more. And the opportunity for students like me to finish their Ohio State educations in the fields of science and engineering at a smaller campus, more individually suited to us. So from me, and from all the future generations of OSUM scientists and engineers, we thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Roxana, for your wonderful words. Next, it's my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Michael Drake, President of the Ohio State University, to provide some great remarks about this day for us.
Thanks, Dean Rose. Nice to see everyone out here this morning. I appreciate the expectation that the remarks will be great. We'll see what we can, we'll see what we can do. First, congratulations to the university and to the community for coming together and being able to have this new building here for us to use for generations to come. I've often made the analogy that our buildings, particularly buildings like this, science, engineering buildings, buildings with laboratories, buildings that have state-of-the-art equipment and things for us to be able to use, they have the relationship to our students and faculty that a race car has to a race car driver. You have great talent, great ability, great drive, great focus, but if you don't have the right equipment, you can't really win the race. And by giving the best people the best equipment, the best opportunity to get in, put it in gear and take it forward, you really can make things happen that weren't possible or certainly not easily possible with the old equipment. So it's great to be able to do this for us. We are so impressed as a society with the importance of education, with the importance of science, with the importance of collaboration, with the importance of teaching effectively, with the importance of research. And buildings like this give us places for us to be able to do that. And as Roxana was saying, and you know so well, our students and our faculty and our staff really do work together on making this thing happen. And as the dean was saying, the building is made up of sort of the materials of building, of bricks and mortar, etc. But the real life comes from the people who are in the building, the ideas they have, the things that they create by their association, and giving them the full facility to be able to do that is really terrific. The university, generally, when we were founded now, 1870, rolling up a few years shy of 150 years ago, when we were founded to be able to provide opportunities for education for people to come from our region to do things, to learn things that would then apply to the region in ways to help elevate the quality of life for everyone. And that certainly is the case for this campus. It certainly is the case actually for our regional campuses broadly, and it certainly will be the case in this new building. For us to be able to do these things, though, in the modern world, we have to be able to keep up with the progress in society that is happening in so many ways. And so the ways that we support our students, and part of that is through the great support from this community and from others to be able to build buildings and facilities like this. The way we support our students allows them to have that opportunity to go forward. We also, it's very important that we support our students financially, support their families to be able to go forward. We've done a couple of things recently, and the chancellor's here, and I'll say that we worked actively with the chancellor this last year on moving forward with our tuition guarantee program. We've held tuition flat for 5 years. I was actually with some colleagues yesterday in Washington, and I said we'd held, for these were presidents of universities, and we said we'd held tuition flat for 5 years, and they said, well, that's not possible. And they really did say, gee, that's not, what do you mean? you're saying something that's, you don't mean that. And I said, actually, we held it flat for 5 years by squeezing ourselves and trying to squeeze out administrative efficiencies, and we did a good job of that, but it can't be done forever. So what we are doing going forward is having a tuition guarantee that tuition will be set when you come in as a freshman and then stay that way for the 4 years that you're in college. I liken it to going to a restaurant and you order a bowl of soup, and a bowl of soup is $3.50 when you order it, and it's $3.50 when you pay for it when you leave. I think that's, I'm okay with that. Well, I'll accept. People were applauding for a $3.50 bowl of soup, I know, but I'll accept that wherever it comes from. But that's a great thing that's very important to us. This is we had a slight increase. I wanted just to say something that I know was written in the articles, but maybe not as clear. We increased this increase in tuition will provide, because it's one class, so it's the freshman class. The sophomore, junior, and senior classes keep the same tuition that they had last year, and they'll graduate with the same tuition they started with, so that will stay the same. So it's just each new cohort that comes in that gets the tuition increased. And just the numbers, this year's increase will, across the class, be about $4.5 million, so it's a significant increase. But we're adding $12 million of need-based aid. So I want to say that it's 4 on the one side, but it's 12 on the aid side, so 3 times as much is being added to the need-based aid pool. And that will protect families from the middle income and below entirely, and families up to about $120,000 will be protected to some degree. So we want to say that we really do care about affordability, and we're really working to do all we can to increase opportunities for students in Ohio to come to work hard, to prepare themselves, to, with their families, support themselves, but to work hard to get through their education and to leave with as little debt as possible. So just wanted to make sure that the increase in need-based aid, which tends to be lower in the newspaper articles, the percentage increase is high and the amount of money for need-based aid is low. I just want you to know that it's about 3 times as much this year in our budget, and that's because we want to really protect the opportunity for our students to move forward. I will say also that in addition to Chancellor Carey, we've had great support from our legislators who understand the importance of education. I understand that Representatives Goodman and Brenner and Belinda are here today, so a round of applause for our legislative support. Well, could you wave? I don't see where everyone is. Oh, they're great. Yeah, hi. Good. But anyway, thank you very much. Really do appreciate the support. And that is, I know that Ohio was having some difficult challenges in its budget going forward, the state was, but higher education was largely protected in that because, again, we understand that higher education is our way to the future, so that's really critically important to us. So I'm looking forward very much, with the support of Chancellor Carey, the support of our legislators, the support of the donors, the support of the faculty and staff, the support of the students, and the support of the entire Marion community. Looking very much to dedicating this building to the future of us here in Ohio and the future of us all more broadly. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being here today, and go Bucks.
Thank you, President Drake. When the building was topped out, that is, when the last piece of steel was assembled up above where we are, right up there, the beam was lifted with a potted evergreen plant tied to it, symbolizing the bringing of life to the building and good health to all who use it. That same plant is actually here today, sitting right over there, and we'll put it in the ground after the ceremony. I don't know that I want to dig a hole right now for it, but we'll put it in the ground as over there so that it can be there to greet all who enter the building in the future. So we have one more thing to do, and that's to actually cut the ribbon. So I would like to ask the following individuals to join me here for, is it irreverent to call it the big chop? Well, okay. So, President Drake, Chancellor Carey, Roxana, Ryan Yoder, one of the faculty members on the team, Bishop Tandy, our Associate Dean, and Ann Cole, the chair of our advisory board. You and I will try to handle the big ones. Everybody get scissors?
They're sharp, so stand back.
We'll see how that goes. So you'll hand part, and I'll hand the part.
All right.
And will everybody scissored and ready to go?
Okay, we'll
1,
count to it.
2, 3.
Hey.
Thanks, everyone. We have small group tours of the buildings scheduled next, led by our student ambassadors just inside these doors. Or if you want to wander on your own, please feel free to do so. Thanks again for being part of this great day for the Marion campus and for our community, and most especially for our students. Thank you.